Good morning, everyone, and welcome to another live trading webinar. How are you guys doing today? Radolf said, good morning, everyone. Good morning, Radolf. Larry said, good morning, Theo. Good morning, Larry. Ibrahim, how are you doing, Ibrahim? Good morning, Theo. Good morning, everyone. Ibrahim already posted 2 questions for today. I will answer the questions once we start the live trading. And Maria Julia, good morning, y'all. Good morning, Maria. Nick, hello, everybody. Hello, Nick. Mogiol, hello, my friends. Mogiol said, good morning, Theo and everyone. Ruben said, good morning, everyone. Good morning, Ruben. Mr. Carlos, how are you doing, Mr. Carlos? And good morning. Margaret Santi said, good morning. Good morning, Margaret. And welcome to our webinars. Janice said, good morning. Good morning, Janice. I hope you're doing great. Ever said, good morning. Good morning, Ever. Roland, how are you doing? Good morning, Roland. And of course, X-Man join us. How are you doing, X-Man? So let's start with the risk warning. This content is for general information only and is not intended to provide trading or investment advice or personal recommendations. And of course, refer to the podcast for the fundamental analysis on the website. And for new traders here, please make the effort and download the mobile application. Let's go right to the screen. And let's start with the pound against the US dollar. Sorry, first I have to read Ibrahim's question. First question, it's in related to DAX. DAX 40 broke through 61.8 FIB daily. July swing high. This morning is rejected the 50% mark. Yesterday's close. What can we expect? Further drop. Usually, if the price breaks below the 61 point, it's in a downtrend and breaks below the 61.8% without being a false breakout, means continue dropping. Yes, we do expect some more weakness. Second question, again from Ibrahim. Gold still trading in the downward channel after the non-farm payroll. Is it possible that it want to fill the candle week left at non-farm payroll release? And do we expect a reversal to the upside, or we can see further bearish pressure pushing price down to the support zone 1855? We will check it out. Very good questions, and I like the way you're thinking, and I will answer them once we check these charts. So pound US dollar price is still making lower highs and lower lows. I do expect, this one here, of course, it was a tradable opportunity for traders. They trade right from support and resistance. For traders, they want to trade with a trend and they want to wait for the price to come to a level that they can sell in a continuation of this trend. The move is still ongoing, but I'm not that keen to buy it only on intraday. Even on intraday trading, I would rather sell the pound. Euro, US dollar, a bit of a mix analysis here because we are trading below, price is trading below this upward trend line, and it's stuck with a kind of reversal price action, an inside candle. After this upward trend line broke the downside, any corrections and interaction from below, from the low to the high of the trend line, it can consider as a resistance area. So I would like to see the price either above the trend line or some bearish engulfing below the trend line for sales. As you can compare the yesterday's candle of the euro US dollar and the yesterday's candle of the pound US dollar, you can see that pound was clearly stronger than the euro. You guys see it? So we identified a weakness on the euro. That's how we understand the correlation, either candle by candle or on the overall trend, if there is a trend. Australian dollar, US dollar, we made it very clear that yesterday we were looking to sell the Australian dollar against the US dollar because price rejected at this resistance. It ended up with an inside candle yesterday, and now price moves to the downside. Very predictable opportunity, to be honest, since the Reserve Bank of Australia kept rates unchanged due to the guys. It's different if the forecast was expecting the rates to remain at 4.1%, and it's different if the forecast expected the rates to high. And the market, actually the actual number, it has to do with the forecast, not the previous outcome. So this month, if the rates they confirm the forecast, maybe we wouldn't see this much of move to the downside. But because the actual deviates a lot from the forecast, that's when the price strongly moves. Okay. Next one, New Zealand US dollar. Again, we explained yesterday that we are still looking for weakness on this one because the price really didn't tap into the area of support. There is a lot for the price to move downward. USD JPY yesterday stopped at around 38.2% of the fib, and it makes higher highs. So far we understood that there is a tendency of strengthen on the US dollar, and the weaker is the Australian dollar. Let's check the USD CAD. Price tries to break to the upside from this 1.3033 something to close higher than the previous high indicates that the breakout is valid. One close above the resistance and another close below the resistance. It's a false breakout, so there are not much to do around the resistance unless we can see the price makes a strong directional movement within the same period, same session, it rejected. Now this is an intraday breakout. And why it's an intraday? Because the daily candle hasn't closed yet, but there is a bullish sentiment on the US dollar, Canadian dollar. Also the RSI indicator, it's above 50, and that show bullishness. USD CHF, it's in a downtrend. If you check the overall weekly chart, Price makes lower highs and lower lows, kind of rejection here. Swiss, it's very strong, appear to be very, very strong. Price, in order to correct itself, it has to move somehow upwards, and sometimes it does it with a series of higher highs and higher lows. So you don't get confused and read an uptrend as the overall trend is down. You can understand that due to its correction, price can behave. Guys, write this down if you want. In any correction, price will behave most likely with a series of higher highs and higher lows if it's in a downtrend, the overall trend. And if you acknowledge that and you understand this, for your trading, it's one thing, but if you completely ignore the trend and you say to yourself, okay, now I can see an uptrend, and an uptrend in the short term, but the overall trend, if you are a daily chart trader, the overall trend is down. That's why I always insist, if you execute on the daily chart, you must looking the weekly chart more often than you look the daily chart. And the traders, they again have that tendency to focus on the execution time frame rather than focusing on the time frame. They do analysis, because if you are waiting patiently price to reach a level that it's aligned with your trend, then when you go to the lower time frame, what you read on the chart, it's going to give you confidence to execute. Because if you don't refer to your weekly and you trade the daily chart, what you see here, it's an uptrend. So do you want to buy? Looks like the answer must be pretty obvious, right? We don't want to buy because the trend is down. If you don't trade trends and you trade something else, that's another story, but we're talking about trend trading. Ruben said, good morning, Ruben. And Palmier said, good morning, Palmier. Next one, Euro JPY. I'm expecting price to tap into this zone here at the top and either break to the upside or reject before I consider to do anything with the Euro JPY. Euro was super weak yesterday. I was checking the charts pretty much all day. And remember, guys, from this point here, I make it very clear that the market is misleading traders in many occasions. The price didn't tap into this area of resistance, so there is not accumulation of sell orders. And think it in that way. If you were the trader who would like to sell this resistance, would you have a sell limit order here at A, at B, or maybe at C, a sell limit order if price tapped into this area of resistance, and it rejected to the downside? Wouldn't you prefer to buy as high, to sell as high as possible, so you get a better reward to risk? If the answer is yes, and most of you would have placed sell stop orders here, then why other traders you expect them to place the sell stop orders there? Think about that. And when you're trading, think like, if I was the one who could move the market with my trading fund, where would have I entered the market based on this pattern? So this will help you a lot to take rational decisions rather than emotional decisions. And if you follow this. It's a mindset process, and if you do that, you will see that you're going to stop yourself a lot from entering the market in the wrong place and wrong time. Sarah said the USD-CHF was rejected from 50% FIB. Absolutely right. That's correct. Ibrahim, US dollar index seems to want to consolidate on the 4-hour chart. The breakdown or up should give us better confirmation on the direction of the gold price. What's your opinion? Yeah, as gold prices on the US dollars, the move of the US dollar usually affect the gold. They don't have 100% correlation though, but they are well correlated. Pound JPY, same scenario with the euro. To trade this as daily chart traders, we have to wait for the price to touch at this strong area of resistance. So for retail traders trying to trade here, most of the times we end up with many losses. And when a trader, especially a beginner trader, experience losses, if they don't follow strictly a trading plan, of course they start questioning their ability as traders, and that's not a good way to treat your trading, right? So we understand that price now it's in the middle of a pattern that we don't recognize it, and therefore we have to wait for the price to reach at this level or to push lower and break below this low. So we're going to have a lower low and most likely a lower high. Australian dollar weakness continues with the Aussie now. Price bounce from support and looks like it wants to continue push lower. We will see what's going to happen. CAD JPY, Canadian dollar weakness identified in general with the Aussie. And yesterday it was a price action from this resistance, indicates that price can push lower, and it does. And that's the 4-hour chart. Daily chart, this does not apply on the daily chart. On the daily chart, it's an uncertain and pretty much range here. But on the 4-hour chart, you can see there is a lower highs and lower lows, and there is a resistance here. Price sold off. Checking the indices, DAX 40, we will come back on the DAX. Gold. So Ibrahim asked the correlation between the gold and the US dollar, if it's consolidation on the dollar index at some point, it's gonna be sold, either break to the upside or to the downside, and price will shows a directional move. So on the gold, on the 4-hour chart, pretty much it's nothing. It's messy. There is it a trend line? Any trend line can be drawn. This resistance here, this is not an inside resistance. So the only clear structure we can see here, it's this trend line. So there are 4 points, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a 4-hour chart on the gold, and price is not at any level we would like to trade here. Still bearish, of course, lower highs, lower lows. Who consider to buy it? WTI on the daily chart yesterday, price reached almost the resistance, and with this predictable pattern at the top, selling to the downside, selling off. Maybe more weakness will be seen on the WTI. Silver break finally below this support, and the next, if it's going to be a valid breakout, the next strong area of support found around the $22. So if you are trading silver, looks like it has room of opportunity to capitalize on the downside. Copper, this false breakout, the resistance, and this bearish engulfing yesterday is helping the copper to move lower. If we structure the market, that's an upward trend line can be drawn, and maybe some more weakness is due to come. Bitcoin is hovering around this area. Let's see what's going to happen. Dow Jones, it's a topping pattern here. After an uptrend, we see consolidation, and most likely it's going to end up as either a reversal or continuation pattern. Yeah, but needs some time to consolidate as price wants to digest it, as we say in trading. And Nasdaq, Nasdaq get affected a lot by the earnings report last week, this week, so it's a bit more sensitive index compared to the Dow Jones. S&P 500 pretty much the same. Earnings report, big corporations, they are listed on S&P 500. Of course, they're going to affect the move of the index. DAX price corrected up to this resistance, and since the Asian session is selling off, for our chart, lower highs, lower lows. There is a support here on the 4-hour chart though. Five-minute chart. I'll place a buy stop order above this high here, and most likely a sell stop order below the low here in case the price doesn't break to the downside before the London Open. Another 2 minutes left for the London Open. Theo said, good morning. Can you please look at the US 30? We checked about the US 30. If it's something more specific you want to know about the US 30, it's in a transition period. It's going to either end up as a consolidation or range, and or it's going to break to the upside or downside. Loic said, bonjour. Good morning, Loic. 3 minutes for the 2 minutes, actually, sorry, for the London Open. Angelo, hello, crude oil. We talked about the crude oil, it's the WTI. Remember, we said topping pattern here. Early this morning, it starts selling off. It was a very an interesting tradable opportunity, actually, but I wasn't around, to be honest, because it's not the times I look at the charts. Anyone is trading cross pairs of euro pound or Aussie CAD? Aussie and CAD are both very, very weak, and it's not worth trading two weak currencies at the same time. You are welcome, Angelo. So less than a minute for the London Open, and I hope that the price will stay above this support so I can place a sell stop order. Now we are playing with the seconds. Yeah. Let me just quickly check how many seconds left. Okay, we still have some time. Around 40 seconds. You can see it from the trading view platform. Check the 1 minute. It broke to the downside. "25 seconds. So price is on a free fall here. So I'll go for a sell stop below this low. Huh? Looks like we missed the entry. That was the London Open. What happened here? Supposed to enter short there. So that was the London Open, and oh, I got confused today. I thought that now it's 10:02. Okay. Ruben, you entered, it gave 10 points. Yes, I got filled right now on this current 5 minute. Oh my God. That's a, guys, I'll close my trade because that's a bad trade. And I was really confused with the time. So I was looking the time and it was 10:01 and I thought it was 10. So the entry was here below this low. Price already moved 16 points. Yep. Okay. So if anyone except Ruben managed to enter, I got confused with the time today, guys. All right. I don't see any other questions. So if you want to trade during the London and New York session. I would like to wish to everyone to have a careful trading. Volatility is not there, to be honest, because there are not only because there are not major news events, but also we are moving towards the middle of August, and volatility dries up usually on the second and third week of August. But we're going to be here, going to do our job, and we're going to try for the best. So I would like to wish to everyone to have a fantastic day ahead. I hope you're enjoying this webinar, and I look forward to see you tomorrow at the same time. Thank you so much.